Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw video for March 26, 2018. Birthdays, March 22nd, Bo Beverly. March 24th, Undertaker. He was born 1965. Barry Horowitz, he was born 1960. Jack Swagger, he was born 1982. And Lana, she was born 1986. Former WWE Tag Team Champion Charlie Haas also had a birthday, while former TNA Knockout SoCal Val turned 32, and Japanese legend Kenta Kobashi turned 51. There's been talk about making some sort of change to Bray Wyatt's character. According to Wrestling Observer's newsletter, no word yet on what the change may be, but probably in the Ultimate Deletion match, which will probably read or hear in the results. And some people feel it's overdue. It's possible that Wyatt keeps some affiliation with Matt Hardy after losing the Ultimate Deletion match and the Great War feud this week. As noted, Matt made following cryptic comments on Wyatt after the match. At Matt Hardy brand, more #woken, Matt Hardy tweeted, Bray won't see the sun again for years to come. He's #broken out in love. #ultimate deletion. #woken. Matt Hardy added. At Vanguard 1, AAR commented, a sonar scan of the Lake of Reincarnation shows no sign of the deleted. At WWE, Bray Wyatt. #ultimate deletion. #raw. At Matt Hardy brand, final tweet. More #woken, Matt Hardy. Delightful. At Vanguard 1, AAR. The #Great War with the consumer and Abigail is over. #ultimate deletion. WWE take the following matches from Monday in Cleveland for this week's main event episode. The Revival versus Titus Worldwide, Calypso, Litherato, Graham Metallic versus Area DeVary, Tony Nese, and Jack Gallagher. Live from Cleveland, Ohio, Michael Cole welcomes us to the show. He's joined him by Corey Graves and Jonathan Coachman. We go right to the ring. Out comes Universal Champion Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. JoJo does ring introductions as he comes to the ring. Heyman does the grand intro for his client and mentions him conquering WrestleMania 34 in less than 2 weeks. Heyman talks about Lesnar's beatdown on Roman Reigns from last week. We see footage of what happened last week with Reigns being stretchered out. Heyman reveals that Reigns' temporary suspension has been lifted. Heyman reveals that Reigns isn't here tonight. Heyman goes on about how Reigns' legendary family raised him to be many things, but they did not raise to be a man because a man would show up and be here tonight. Heyman knocked Reigns for not being here. 2 weeks until WrestleMania. After his recent promos on Lesnar not being here, Heyman said Reigns isn't man enough to take the title from Lesnar, and he should show up to take another beating from Lesnar tonight. Heyman looked to be finishing his promo with a grand intro, but the fans pop as Reigns appears in the crowd with a steel chair. As Reigns hops the barrier, as Lesnar leaves the ring, they charge and Reigns swings the steel chair, but Lesnar floors him. Lesnar then takes control, but Reigns fights back and gets the upper hand. Lesnar comes right back and drops Reigns with a big suplex on the floor. Lesnar grabs half of the steel ring steps and decks Reigns with them. Lesnar sends Reigns into the ring with part of the steps. Lesnar then grabs a chair and tosses it in. Lesnar approaches Reigns with the steps as Heyman looks on from ringside. Reigns eats another big shot with the steps as the fans boo. Lesnar teases a chair shot to officials who are outside the ring, but he unloads on Reigns with the chair, bending it. Lesnar with a few more shots before leaving Reigns face down in the ring. Lesnar then leaves with the title as his music hits. Lesnar stops and hands Heyman the title so he can return to the ring. Lesnar scoots Reigns and drops him on the top of the steps with the F5. Lesnar then grabs the title and poses with it on top of the steps as some fans boo. Lesnar points up the WrestleMania 34 sign and laughs at Reigns before leaving the ring again. Still to come segment, Kane versus John Cena in a no disqualification match. Also, Ronda Rousey will be here live to address her WrestleMania match. Nia Jax versus Mickie James is coming up, and we go to commercial. Back from the break, we see what just happened with Reigns and Lesnar. Reigns is slowly making his exit up the ramp, and we get Nia Jax versus Mickie James. We go to the ring, out comes Nia Jax. We see recent issues between Jax and Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, leading to their WrestleMania 34 match. Bliss is out next with Mickie James. Trash talking between Bliss and Jax start as we get the belt. They lock up and Nia shoves Mickie to the mat. They lock up again and Mickie gets it out to the floor. Commercial break as Jax stands tall in the ring. Back from the break, Mickie takes Nia's leg out from behind on the floor and she's stalking Bliss, who is taunting her. Mickie returns to the ring and as referee counts on Nia, she makes it back into the ring at the 7 count, but Mickie goes right to work on her knee. Mickie with more offense and 2 pin attempts in a row. Jax blocks a DDT. Jax then charges in the corner but misses as Mickie goes right back to work on her knee. Mickie goes to the top and kicks Jax. Jax grabs her and presses her high, then drops her into this big Samoan drop for the win. After the match, Bliss immediately runs in and nails Nia, but it does nothing to her. Bliss starts backing away and pleading. Then Bliss runs away as Jax talks trash and calls her a little B-word. Bliss watches from the stage and retreats to the back as Jax leaves the ring with her music playing. Still to come segment again, a look at Stephanie McMahon's training for WrestleMania 34. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get the announcers hyping WrestleMania 34. We get a promo from Ronda Rousey and the WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. The video features Triple H and Stephanie speaking and training at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando. Another still to come segment, Ronda Rousey is here live in Cleveland. Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus TJP and Drew Gulak. We go to the ring. Out comes Cedric Alexander to team with his WrestleMania 34 opponent. Back to commercial. Back from the break. And Mustafa Ali is already out. TJP and Drew Gulak are also out. 205 Live. General Manager Drake Maverick is on commentary at the announcer table, all near the stage. TJP starts off with Ali and goes for an early pin attempt. TJP then keeps control and tags in Gulak for a bit of double teaming. Gulak slams Ali for a 2 count in the middle of the ring. We see the vacant cruiserweight belt on display at ringside. Gulak keeps control of Ali and hits a big backdrop for a 2 count. Ali turns around and takes Gulak down, but they are both down while the referee is counting. TJP and Cedric tag in at the same time. Cedric unloads and nails a big drop kick. Cedric kips up and gets a pop from the crowd. TJP charges, but Cedric keeps control. TJP then sends Cedric to the apron, but Cedric kicks him. Cedric springboards in with a big flying clothesline for a 2 count as Gulak breaks up the pin. Gulak goes for Cedric, but Ali drop kicks him from behind. Gulak lands on the floor. Ali launches himself out onto Gulak and almost goes too far. TJP then rolls Cedric up off the distraction, but he kicks out at 2. Cedric then blocks a disaster kick. Cedric looks to put TJP away, but Ali tags himself in, and Cedric didn't see it. Cedric with a lumbar check on TJP. Referee informs Cedric about the tag now. Ali goes to the top and hits the 450 for the pin on TJP. Winners of the match, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. After the match, Cedric and Ali have some friendly words in the middle of the ring while facing off. Ali points up to the WrestleMania sign as we go to replays. Another still to come segment, Miz TV, with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor as guests. Back to the commercial. Back from the break, WWE Intercontinental Champion The Miz is in the ring with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel for a hometown edition of Miz TV. Let's call it a Misfits. Miz says he wants to address some personal business soon. He asks Dallas and Axel how the whole Miztourage thing is going. He goes on about what he's done for them and asks how they repay him by failing when he needs them the most. Miz says we're on the road to WrestleMania and he can't even depend on his Miztourage. Axel disagrees. Miz says he has been down on the mat for 2 weeks in a row because they let him down. Dallas speaks up next and Miz runs him down, telling him to leave his way back to catering. Well, the music interruption out comes first. Guest, Seth Rollins. Rollins says he's usually not a fan of Miz TV because it's horrible TV, but he's loving this. Rollins says he's a guest tonight, but he's just going to watch and let them work out their problems. Miz says the only problem they have is Rollins. The other stuff is just a little issue that they need to sort out. Rollins volunteers to help. Rollins says Axel and Dallas just feel unappreciated. He asks when Miz last looked at them and thanked them. Rollins goes on and says Miz wouldn't be champion without them. He gets the Mr. Oz chant going, and Miz wants the crowd to shut up. Miz says that they know he's grateful for them, and they know that they should be grateful for him. But he would still be champion and more. Bo blurts out that Miz was a pony that can't fight. Miz asks what he just said. Rollins wants to hear it again also. Finn Balor's music hits and out he comes next. Balor continues to stir the pot between Miz and Dallas. Dallas corrects him and repeats what he said about Miz before. Miz wants to hear it one more time and he gets in Bo's face. Miz decks Bo before he can finish the sentence. Bo comes back, but Axel gets in between them, telling them to calm down. Miz is trying to fire them up, not calm them, because they are this close to WrestleMania, but they are letting Balor and Rollins do this to them. Miz goes on about the Intercontinental title, saying he's better than WWE Hall of Famers Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage, and Kurt Hennig. Axel gets pissed off at the mention of his dad, Mr. Perfect. Miz says that one slipped, but Rollins and Balor continue to poke. Fans boo Miz. Miz cancels Miz TV and just wants to get out of here with the Mr. Oz. Miz apologizes for the tension continues. And Axel and both face off with the Miz as he begs them, saying no one wants to see this. Fans cheer. Balor and Rollins are all smiles. Axel and Dallas suddenly turn around and beat Rollins down and Balor. Miz is all smiles now. The Mr. Oz dumps Rollins out and goes to assist with the skull-crushing finale on Balor. But here comes Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the club. Axel and Dallas are taken out. Balor hits a sling blade on Miz. Rollins comes back in and goes for the blackout curb stomp, but Miz retreats to the floor. Rollins talks trash and threatens him. Rollins and Balor face off in the middle of the ring now. Rollins raises the title in his face. Miz tries to ambush them, but Balor takes him out. Rollins clears Miz from the ring, but turns around to Balor, dropping him. Balor raises the title over Rollins as his music hits. Miz is recovering on the floor. Another still to come segment. Cena versus Kane in a no disqualification match. Also, Ronda Rousey is here. We see Asuka walking backstage back to commercial. Back from the commercial, and Kane is backstage somewhere. Kane tells John Cena that there are some demons you don't call out because they don't want to be disturbed. They just want to rest in peace. Now Cena will pay. Kane says Cena isn't going to WrestleMania because he's going to hell tonight. Asuka versus Jamie Frost. Enhancement talent. We go to the ring. Out comes Asuka to a pop. Charlie Caruso's at ringside with Jamie Frost, who says this is her first pro wrestling match. Frost seems confident and says Asuka isn't ready for her. Bell rings and Frost attacks, but it does nothing to Asuka. Asuka smiles at her and delivers a huge kick to the jaw, and then covers for an easy 3 count. After the match, Asuka tells the Tyler to go to replays. Colsaw brings up last week's tweet knocking the ultimate deletion before it began. Graves dissed him and says Vanguard 1 has its eye on Cole. Graves goes over, steals from the match. Cole said still seems skeptical of the match. We cut backstage to Matt Hardy, who says Bray Wyatt is no more. The evil stench of his tyrannic reign has been replaced by the sweet smell of Senor Benjamin's spring daisies. Matt says the Great War is finally over, but he must set his sights on WrestleMania now. Matt says he will honor the legacy of the great giant known as Andre, winning his battle royal. Matt goes on and says anyone who gets in his way will be deleted. Matt does the delete chant to end the promo. Delete, delete. They copied that off of a pup named Scooby-Doo, one of those episodes. And Cole said that was obnoxious. Still to come segment again. They look back at Sasha Banks versus Bayley feud. Back to commercial. And back from the commercial, we still see stills from the Sasha Banks Bayley feud. Sasha approaches Bayley backstage and says she got her checks. Bayley is being short with Sasha. Sasha is tired of the passive aggressiveness and tells Bayley to say something if she wants to. They have words, and Sasha mentions how everyone thinks Bayley is a loser. Bayley says Sasha keeps screwing her over because she knows she can't beat her. They have more words, and Bayley turns to leave, but Sasha grabs her and unloads on her. The fight begins backstage, but Sasha sends her into a wall of lockers. Sasha tosses Bayley onto a table and keeps control of the brawl going as several officials try to break them up. To end that segment. Braun Strowman versus Sheamus was up next. We go to the ring, and out comes number one contender, Braun Strowman. Back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Raw Tag Team Champion, The Bar. Cesaro and Sheamus knock Braun, saying he only wins because he distracts opponents with the yell at the beginning of his entrance. They want to know who Braun's partner is for WrestleMania so they can properly prepare. Braun says he will reveal the partner, but only if Sheamus wins this match. Sheamus demands to know, but Braun isn't going for it. Sheamus enters the ring, and we get the bell. Cesaro immediately runs a distraction in the ring as the bell hits. Sheamus takes advantage and beats on Braun as Braun tosses him across the ring. Braun then gets set over the top rope. Comes right back in, but Sheamus gets him with the top rope. Sheamus goes for the forearms on the apron, but Braun clubs him to the floor with a big forearm. Braun tosses Sheamus back into the ring. Sheamus goes to the apron. Braun goes in the ring and charges, knocking Sheamus from the apron into the barrier. Cesaro looks at Braun, standing tall as we go to commercial. Back from the break. Sheamus takes control by focusing on the knee that Braun may have tweaked when he got sent to the floor earlier. Sheamus nails the DDT and keeps control. Sheamus with a high knee in the corner and then shots to the arm now. As Sheamus takes Braun down to one knee and ties the arm up. Braun fights up and out, unloading with clotheslines and other shots to send Sheamus out to the floor. Cesaro checks on Sheamus, but Braun comes out, runs over Sheamus with a shoulder. Braun whips Sheamus hard into the barrier next. Braun rolls Sheamus back into the ring and stalks Cesaro. Braun then returns to the ring and charges, but Sheamus moves. Braun hits the ring post shoulder first. Sheamus goes to the top for a flying clothesline and a 2 count. Braun ends up turning it around and slamming Sheamus for the pinfall. After the match, Braun stands tall as his music hits. Another still to come segment. Ronda Rousey will be here live. Back to commercial. Back to the break, Coleslaw looks at John Cena and The Rock being at Saturday's Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards. We go to the ring. Out comes Raw General Manager Kurt Angle. Angle talks about how we're 2 weeks away from the big mixed tag team match at WrestleMania 34. Angle introduces his partner, and out she comes, Ronda Rousey to a pop. Angle talks about Rousey's hard work and determination, how she's been training lately, and she's ready for WrestleMania. Angle brings up how Triple H and Stephanie said earlier that they write the rules. Angle says WrestleMania will be fun, but it will still not be easy. Rousey said she came here to earn everything she gets, and Stephanie will get everything she deserves, which is Rousey ripping her arm off of out of her socket. Music interrupts. Out comes Absolution Paige, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville. Paige addresses Rousey and says Absolution wants to formally welcome her to WWE. Paige informs her that this is her house. Paige enters the ring now and makes this the case for Rousey becoming the 4th member of the group. Rousey says she's good. She has Angle watching her back. Paige goes on about how Rousey doesn't have to go at this alone. Fan chant no at Rousey, joining Absolution. Ronda then thanks her for the offer, but says no. Rose and Deville watch from the apron. Paige says Rousey made her choice, but it wasn't a good one. She could have had friends, but now she just made enemies. Paige goes to the apron as Rose and Deville step into the ring. Deville grabs Rousey, but Rousey drops her as Angle tries to calm things down. Rose tries to kick Rousey, but is caught. Rousey sends Rose into the field, and they both go down. Angle raises Rousey's arm, but Rose charges. Rousey takes her down into an armbar. Rousey keeps Rose down as Angle looks at her and calms her down. Rose retreats, and Rousey stands tall with Angle as her music hits. We can look back at the opening segment with Lesnar destroying Reigns again. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Miztourage. We go to ring. Out comes Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Match is already underway as Anderson unloads on Curtis Axel. He charges for Bo Dallas, and he jumps off the apron. Anderson remains in control until Axel pushes him from the top. Bo tags in and unloads on Anderson on the floor. Bo brings him back in the ring for a 2 count. The Miztourage remains in control as Bo comes back to keep Anderson grounded. Bo breaks it, and Anderson catches him with a big spine buster as Gallows waits for the tag. Axel and Gallows tag in at the same time. Gallows unloads and knocks Dallas off the apron. Gallows with a running splash in the corner and a huge kick. Gallows yells out and gets a pop before nailing a big pump handle slam. Gallows splashes Axel on the mat and tags in Anderson. Gallows holds Axel while Anderson hits the boot of doom, but Dallas breaks at the pin at 2 count. Dallas and Gallows end up on the floor, but Gallows nails a big boot. Axel looks to hit a perfect place on Anderson in the ring, but is countered. Anderson then goes up top for a big neck breaker on the way down. Gallows tags in for the Magic Killer and a win. After the match, Gallows and Anderson stand tall as the music hits. We get a quick look at Asuka and SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. The Alliance is shown walking backstage. We get to go to commercial. Back from the break, we get a Mixed Match Challenge promo for this week's teams: Finn Balor and Sasha, Bobby Roode, and SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. We go to the ring, and we get Elias already in the ring. JoJo introduces him. Elias introduces himself and starts playing his guitar. Elias gets some heat from the Cleveland crowd by taking shots at him. He sings about how WrestleMania is nothing with him because he is WWE Walk with Elias. The music interrupts, and out comes Rhino with Heath Slater. So we get Rhino versus Elias. Music rings, and they immediately lock up, with Rhino taking Elias to the corner. Elias fights out, and they trade shots. Elias whips Rhino into the corner, but Rhino comes flying out with a big clothesline. Rhino keeps control until Elias decks him from behind and sends him down. Elias stomps away now. Slater tries to rally for Rhino as he fights up. Elias sends him right back down. Elias goes to the top, goes to drop an elbow, but Rhino moved. Rhino keeps offense going, but Elias fights back. Rhino overpowers and takes Elias back to the corner for more strikes. Elias comes back and clotheslines Rhino. Elias nails a drift away for the win. After Elias standing tall and his music playing, Slater enters the ring to check on Rhino, but Elias runs him over with a boot. Slater then takes a drift away next. Elias stands tall and points it up at the WrestleMania 34 sign. Another still to come segment. A look at John Cena's recent comments on The Undertaker. That's commercial. Back from the break, and the announcers hyping WrestleMania 34 and the WWE Network. We get a video package looking at John Cena's recent promos on The Undertaker and Kane's return last week. That's a commercial. No disqualification match, Kane versus John Cena. We go to the ring. Out comes John Cena first for the no disqualification main event. Cena brings his "Be Kind to One Another" towel from Ellen DeGeneres to the ring. Kane was out next. Bell rings and they go at it. Kane gets the upper hand and takes Cena to the corner as the fans do dueling chants. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks for Cena. Kane beats Cena around the ring. They go to the floor and Kane slams Cena into the barrier. Kane brings it back into the ring as fan chant for Undertaker now. Kane keeps control and gets a 2 count. Kane grabs Cena, but Cena tries to scoop him up for the Attitude Adjustment. Cena collapses under Kane's weight, and Kane covers for a pin attempt. Cena goes to the floor, stumbles to the barrier like he's drunk, and Kane follows and rocks him a few times. Cena fights back, but Kane whips him into the steel ring steps. We go to commercial with Kane in control. Back from the break, and they're brawling all near the announcers now, up on the stage. Cena picks up a part of the steel guardrail and rams Kane with it. Kane comes right back and suplexes Cena on top of the barriers, causing it to bend while propped on the announcer's stage. Kane gets up first. Kane beats Cena through the production area in the crowd, bringing him back over the barrier at ringside. We see the video from the commercial break where Kane stood up the steel steps, but Cena countered and locked him into them. Kane brings it back into the ring. Kane exposes the turnbuckle as Cena sits up as the Undertaker would. Kane turns around and Cena ducks the clothesline. Cena with another two shoulder tackles to bring Kane down. Cena slams Kane and calls for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena nails it in the middle of the ring, and then slams Kane into the exposed turnbuckle. Kane beats. Kane comes back and suplexes Cena on top of the barrier, causing it to bend while popped up on the announced stage. Okay. Kane exposes the turnbuckle as Cena sits up as the Undertaker would. Kane turns around and Cena ducks the clothesline. Cena with two shoulder tackles to bring Kane down. Cena slams Kane and calls for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena nails it in the middle of the ring and then slams Kane into the exposed turnbuckle. Cena cuts his throat like Undertaker next. Cena grabs Kane for a choke slam, mocking Taker once again, and covers for a 2 count. Cena brings the table from under the ring and stands it up in the ring. Kane sits straight up. Cena turns around to a kick from Kane. Kane scoops Cena to put him through the table as Cena goes for attitude adjustment through the table. Kane counters and drops Cena, also tipping the table over. Kane folds the table and leans it up in the corner now. Kane goes back to work on Cena, but Cena fights back as fans do dueling chants for him. Kane counters and sends Cena crashing through the table in the barrier. Cena gets a 2 count. Kane ends up turning it around and standing another table up in the ring. Kane waits to chokeslam Cena through it. Cena gets up and Kane grabs him, but Cena slides out. Cena scoops Kane up and puts him through the table with the attitude adjustment, and Cena covers for the pin. After the match, Cena's music hits as we go to replays. Cena grabs the mic and holds his arm out, wondering where the Undertaker is. No lightning, no bells of terror, no Undertaker. Cena says this was a match with no rules. Anything could happen, and anyone could be here. Cena asks where Taker is and screams his name out. Cena knows Taker isn't deaf. He's just scared. Fans continue to chant Taker's name, and Cena points this out. Cena says Taker doesn't get to be mysterious here. Silence isn't an answer. It's either a yes or a no. Fans chant yes now. Cena says he's fine with no because he will still go to WrestleMania 34 as a fan, but Taker needs to get his eye out of the back of his head and look at the angry that fans chant his name with. Cena just wants Taker to do something. Fans chant, do something. And Cena grabs the mic and does the same thing. Points to the WrestleMania sign banner. And Cena tells Taker one more time, do something. Because now Taker just has 1 week left. 1 week that sums up his entire career. Cena says Taker can do something or he can do nothing. And if Taker does nothing, he lets Cena down. Sure as hell lets Kane down. But most importantly, he's made it crystal clear to every person who has believed in The Undertaker that he does not care about them and only cares about himself. Cena hopes for the sake of all that is good inside the ring that he sees Taker next week. Cena drops the mic and leaves the ring. As his music hits, we go to replays again. Cena walks to the stage and cuts his throat to the camera. Coleslaw wonders if we'll ever see Taker again as Raw goes off the air. There was no dark match main event after Monday's Raw, Well, off the air in Cleveland, WWE previously advertised Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and John Cena versus Kane, Raw Tag Team Champions of the Bar, and WWE Intercontinental Champion The Miz for post-show match. But there wasn't any. So that concludes my results for Raw this week. So if you don't know, just call me brothers and sisters. See you when I want to be ya.